Happy International Women's Day. I love seeing all of the posts on theme with sharing anecdote stories, bringing attention and awareness to inspirational women at this time of year. And I want to contribute to that space by offering an invitation for you, if you are a woman watching this, to connect with what it means for you to be a source of support, of inspiration for yourself. And this idea of being your own heroine, your own source, and your own best guide to help you navigate through life. And that is not to say that we don't give thanks or nod an acknowledgement to those in our community, and perhaps more abstractly through the media that we engage with and what we consume, that helps to shape our ideas and to rally us to action and encourage us to step forward and be bold and to carve our way in the world. But to begin to explore what still may feel like quite a radical practice, to acknowledge ourselves and give thanks to ourselves and hold ourselves in high regard. And this isn't easy to do, but I feel the times that we are living in at the moment, they are calling us to courage. They are calling us to bold action, and they are calling us to creative problem solving, and also calling us to amplify our voices. And there are lots of shifts and changes happening right now at a global scale, and women's voices are still not represented in a way that upholds equality and upholds equanimity for us. So when I reflect on that, I think about it personally. I think about it through my lens of lived experience, the challenges that I have faced in navigating the world and exploring the different avenues, my interests, navigating spaces that don't always feel welcoming, inviting, or that have examples of people in roles of leadership that look like me, or these are all personal reflections. And then professionally, I then look at my responsibility and what I can do with the platforms that I'm building and creating from a creative practice point of view, with my own work and music, and then through business as well, the networks that I engage with, how I share and disseminate my work, and also perhaps issues that I decide to speak to or to share and resource and point towards. So these are all things that inform and drive my own practice, and somewhere along the way there needs to be a quality of space for those of us who are in roles of responsibility, in helping roles, in leadership roles, in change maker roles, to actually provide a space of reflection and consolidation and compassion towards ourselves, so that we can really begin to offer ourselves that kindness and that recognition of perhaps where we've been, struggles that we may have faced, and also how we can pull out useful insights to support others on their journeys and to offer and share, just a sense of understanding about how difficult it is at times to be bold and to show up in the world in the way that we want to when there are still systemic barriers and challenges that present. But I say all of this not to create a stark picture, but it's also a time for me to reflect on statistical information and look at industry reports and just meet those figures, those cold hard figures, with appreciation for, okay, there is still a lot of work that needs to be done for representation, and there is still a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of breaking down barrier and stigma as well. And yeah, that doesn't fill me with dread. It fills me with a sense of hope and optimism, because there are so many amazing women that I know personally and professionally, and so many amazing women that I'm yet to meet that I know I will find and cross paths with because of the spheres of influence that inform my life and the spaces that I like to play in and explore, and I'm beginning to open up to and feel brave enough to step into. So it is an exciting time, and I just wanted to share a hopeful message and also to invite you to give some room for yourself to connect with the power that is you, the inspiration that drives you, the hope that really lights you up, and the inner strength and resource that you have and do have the possibility of cultivating and harnessing to help you navigate your way forward. And bringing this full circle to the work I do and what gets me up in the morning, coming to a sense of how we can begin to explore that internal narrative and that sense of who am I and what is it that I feel, think, believe? What do I want to share, express, communicate with others? And how can I create a clearer channel between that inspiration or that notion, that desire to express and to share, and then my ability to be able to do that in the way that actually feels authentic and it feels empowered and it feels alive for me. So that is the work that I'm exploring, and I think that women right now are at a kind of pivotal historical point, and there is great energy and cumulative pace gathering about how we are showing up and how we are letting our voices be heard in communities, within family spaces, with our intimate connections, in the boardroom, in the systems change scale, in government, everywhere. We deserve a space and a seat at the table. We deserve to be heard, acknowledged, and our stories are valid, valuable, important, rich, nourishing, culturally pivotal, and essential. So I will let those reflections reach whoever they need to reach, and I'm gonna also dedicate some time to thinking about the women who've really inspired me and the women with strong voices who have and continue to inspire me. And yes, I will likely be sharing a little around that too. So yeah, wishing everyone happy, prosperous and healthy International Women's Day, and yes, keep fighting the good fight, ladies.